It's come up recording this.
All right, yo, what's going? Welcome to the Producer's Corner behind the boards, episode 1, and I got some real dope brothers in the building. I mean, everybody, if you want to introduce yourselves, I mean, it says your names on there, and some people, you know what I mean. But we got my brother Jim Slice in the building. My brother Quincy Smith is God Science. You know what I'm saying? My brother Geology. My brother Ill-Eyez. My brother BestPaul. My brother Blacastan. My brother Bender. My brother S3oul City, and my brother D.R.U.G.S Beats, and my brother Dok Brass, all in the building in one place. You know what I mean? Just to talk about this music, man. And yeah, man. How do y'all feel about hip hop today? The music in general. How do each one of y'all, whoever wants to come in, just, you know?
I mean, in my opinion, you know, I mean, it's all love, but in my opinion, it's a little watered down, you know, compared to like how we used to, you know. Back then it was orange juice, now it's like orange drink. You know?
Ooh, yeah.
It definitely has the potential to be better because we all have access to cheaper and better technology now, but at the same time, I think that's what's watered it down because now any little nerd can get Fruity Loops on their laptop and they automatically think they're a sound engineer and a producer and they haven't had to work for that shit. So they don't know, so therefore it dilutes the music. I don't know, that's just how I feel on it anyway.
But not only that, is that it gets oversaturated now that everyone's a producer or got a mic or is a rapper. It gets oversaturated and trying to get out there, it's a lot more harder. You think it would be easier with the internet and the technology that we've got?
I mean, I disagree though, man. I mean, see, it depends on what we're talking about because I honestly believe that we, you know, like real hip hop heads, we've lost this art of being able to tell the difference. Rap is not hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? Rap is an offspring of hip hop. Rap has always been rap, man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why we think real hip hop records should be played on the radio now. They've never been.
Me against the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, dude, I remember Cream being on the radio, man. You know, I remember.
If we're talking about hip hop records, I think hip hop is thriving. I think hip hop is in a great space, especially like the last 2-3 years. Real hip hop, like the Skazoo's, you know, the Griseldas, you know, like, you know, the Mayhem Lawrence, like, man, these dudes are really, you know, the little Edos, these dudes are really making big noise, but are making a lot of money. Now, they're not on no big house, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Why does he have to be buttoned a little, man?
They still do what they love to do. Hey, man, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's just gotta be where you can find this, like, you know, the hip hop you want. It's trying to find the best spot to find it. Like, you can't find it on the radio and thing. You just gotta know the right pages or come across it.
Hey, but we all here, right?
Yeah. We always wanted to show the person something that they never seen or heard before. That's what hip hop was. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this shit. What the fuck you get that from? You know what I mean? You're like, I ain't telling you. Like, you had sneakers back in the days. You wasn't telling them where you got them from because you didn't want no one else to wear them shits. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man. It was like, it's like your boy playing something for you and you being blown away by it. Like, oh, shit. What's that? You know what I'm saying? And that.
But I think that goes to a real culture of biting, which is just a separate issue, which is still become a lot more prominent now more than ever, but it was taken very seriously back then. Biting was taken very seriously back then, which is why no one told you where you fucking got your shit from, because back then people would just they would copy your craft, call it their own, take the credit, right?
True.
And so you wouldn't tell anyone where you were at back then because you had your own style, you had your own swag and shit.
And now, yo, kids be digging on YouTube. Like, yo, I don't know how I feel. I hope I'm not offending nobody. You know, I mean, because in the end, it's the end result. But a part of it is finding that record, you know.
I feel you, but I could also, to be fair, I get a lot of records just from overseas of people ripping records and sending them over. So I guess there's a balance, you know what I mean? Like it is digging, but if it comes from an original record off of a high fidelity recording, I'm not going to go to Japan. I can't dig there, but my boy can. You know what I mean? My boy can dig over there and then send me his shit, right? So
true.
Agreed. I mean,
I don't need the original copy.
Yeah, right.
Listen. Call me old school. Call me old school. I mean, listen. I was born in '80. Call me old school.
He flexing, yo.
I'm a big fan of being original. You know what I'm saying? And having your own type of style. Like, you feel me? All that copycat shit, all that photo leader shit. That's out with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta come. You know, with your own style, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be original. You feel me? That shit is like, this guy sound like this guy, this guy sound like this guy. That shit get repetitive to me. You feel me?
Yo.
I'm just a fan of your own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, even if you listen to underground, so like, say if you listen to Griselda, right? And even Rock Marciano, because to me, I feel like Rock Marciano came with that style first.
Yeah.
You know, with the drumless beats, you know what I mean? The real melodic flow. He's like the underground rapper that wears designer belts, drive high fashion cars, wears all the high fashion. And then Griselda came in that same vein. To me, in my opinion, I feel like they blew with the Rock Marciano blueprint. And then when they came, everybody started, the production in underground changed. The way dudes rap. Everybody's a kingpin and got bricks of coke in the underground now.
But
it's
also,
dope, but it's
true.
like, yo, it's crazy.
But also, I mean, D.R.U.G.S, you know what I mean? D.R.U.G.S is a beast on the beats, and he had Alchemist on the beats, you know what I mean, who's also a beast. You feel what I'm saying? So the production also, you know what I mean, Rock Marciano got dope beats, but then he got Alchemist, and he got D.R.U.G.S wearing slouches. You know what I'm saying? So the production always been dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know,
it's like, now if you come out in the underground, you gotta sound like Griselda, or nobody gonna listen. You know, it's like they're the dominant sound right now, and that's why everybody's biting. You got like your Crime Apples, your Edos, you got all of these other guys that fell off of that tree. And to me, I'm never gonna stop putting drums in my joints. You know, for me, the snare gotta snap. The kick gotta punch you in the chest. I mean, here and there, I might have a joint, but I'm gonna snap and boom back into the depth. That's just what I do.
No,
you know what I mean?
Cheating, man. That's
like everything about this all just kind of reminds me of. This all just kind of goes back to like industry. Like the industry is what changes because you have the industry is what's taking a wave. They market the wave. The wave is popular, the wave is copied, right? Then it flows and you get a new wave, right? But culture is consistent. And culture like transcends the industry, right? So when you talk about hip hop as a culture and you start to get, you know, like Black Thought, Streams of Thought Volume 1 and 2 in 2018, right? Like where the production is really more of a band. Right, because he's like the Roots, but it's under his own name, and he's just flexing some straight hard shit. Right? Like that's true hip hop, even though it doesn't have '90s boom bap style beat. It's music production. It's straight up band that he has behind him. You know what I mean? And but that's because it's industry versus art, and the industry will ride their waves, and the authenticity of an artist will always transcend through those waves, no matter what, because we swim them. We're the swimmers.
This is my thing about originality.
The swimmers.
As a consumer, just as a consumer, if you're talking about being a creator, that's different. But just as a consumer, I have no issues with another dude sounding like another dude because, quite honestly, to me, that's just more albums for me to buy, more music for that specific style that I can choose from. You know, it's like with Action Bronson and you know, Ghostface. I listen to both those dudes. They both have the exact same style. You know. But that's just as a consumer. As a creator, that may be something different. Me personally, I don't have an issue with somebody trying to check my style or bump my style. I see it number one as a humbling thing, and on top of that, I just know that they'll never get my style because it's my style. All they can do is just try to emulate it.
Right. That's something I would never be concerned about.
Yeah, dude. They can only try and emulate, never replicate.
Hey, yo, if a nigga jack my style and blow up off of it and start making money off it, people don't recognize me as the father of it, I'm gonna have an issue with that.
Look what
I
happened
ain't feeling that, man. That nigga take my shit and blow the fuck up off of my shit. Look, Quincy laughing. He know what I'm saying, yo. It's like, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Listen.
With that, you just make a
I'm
whole
going
bunch
to find niggas they take my shit and blow up.
Listen, fam. Listen, right? There's Primo, right? Listen, there's Primo, there's Pete Rock, there's RZA, right? All them producers, right? Super legendary, but they all sound different. None of them sound, you can tell a Pete Rock beat, soon Pete Rock beat come on. You can tell Primo beat soon as come on. You can tell RZA beat soon as come on. They all are incredible, but they all have their own styles. You feel what I'm saying?
See, but here's the thing.
Okay, so with that,
Havoc, style. Own style.
We gotta talk one at a time. We gotta stop cutting each other off.
You know what they're trying to do.
All right, so with that,
like if somebody try to sound like or try to like play like one of those like knots bass lines,
he biting knots.
Like, you be like, oh wow, that sounds like knots.
If nigga biting Dilla, he biting Dilla.
Right.
Because Dilla got a certain swing to his shit.
Right. Ninth Wonder. They all sound different. Kanye. They all sound different.
That's what sticks you out.
But I would say that what the legends obviously who epitomize a tone are not the thousands of producers that follow suit though. Like Community is so much more than Pete Rock and fucking Primo. You know what I mean? Like Community, the people who are riding on the underground and riding the beats, they're gonna sound similar to who they are motivated by, right?
Listen.
It's not only that. So with that, I mean, if somebody's trying to bite your style, just blow up some noise saying, yo, he bite my style, then it becomes this whole thing, and then you get the credit that you deserve because they want to see you go after each other.
I'm just saying, listen. I love Primo, right? I love Pete Rock, right? Love Havoc, love Large Pro. You feel me? I got lists of people I love. But guess what? I sound like me. You feel me? Can nobody say, oh, damn. You know what I mean? God's Science sound like Primo. God's Science sound like RZA. No. I got my own spin on my shit because I come to my own, you know what I'm saying? You understand? Like, yeah, I'm just saying. You feel me? I'm saying all giants in the game. Kanye, all these niggas, right? They all sound amazing. And I'm a fan of all these niggas. You feel me? MF Doom, Metal Fingers, Madlib, everybody. You understand? But I still got my own spin. I ain't trying to copy nobody. You know what I mean? And I want everybody to say, yo, God's Science got his own spin. He sound like somebody I never heard before. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to bite nobody. You understand? For what?
That's
you know
fine. That's fine. But if you're gonna have your own style, you at least gotta master it first. I'm not
saying we got influences. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, influences.
What's my man, S3oul City?
True that. And
I know we got influences.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm mastering my own style. You know what I'm saying? I'm mastering my own style. I don't want to sound like nobody at the end of the day.
That's fine. That's fine. You can have your influences and you can sound like somebody, but also at the same time, master your sound, and also at the same time, make sure it sounds good to everybody else before you release it.
True.
I mean, if your own, but I got my brother Jim Slice up in the corner. I mean, I'm before we continue, I'll let people tell me what they did, where they from, what you know what I mean, where they from, what they're doing now. So people are like, yo, who's that? Who's this? Jim, go ahead, speak. You've been sitting there in the corner.
I was enjoying the conversation, you know, and just listening to, you know, everyone's point of view, because everybody's POV is important from where they're from and what angle they see things at, you know, from in the water or outside of it. But, you know, as Jim Slice in the world, I was 1/3 of Stezos, you know, rest in peace, Stezos, definitely. Man, yo.
Yeah, R.I.P. Steve, for real.
You know, it was a struggle coming in. I don't know, I guess long story short, right? Let's say we did our thing in 1989, Sleeping Bag Fresh Records, for all those who may view this video and don't know. Stezos also used to dance for EPMD. And then myself and Stezos hooked up. And then, you know, we went and made our demo tape. Stezos had the connections to Sleeping Bag Records. And things end up happening after that, you know. There's a lot of intricacies in between what I'm saying, but just rubbing the surface. So, and then myself, Stezos, and Chris Lowe went and put out a Crazy Noise album on Sleeping Bag Fresh Records. You know, people in the background such as Dulio, you know, one of our friends, because we was all friends regardless of what you see in video and music and the album covers. Is like still a bigger circle. Sean Rhythm, Bob White. There's a lot of different people in the back end. So from there, things became slow because as people know, Sleeping Bag Records closed. Russell Simmons came to Sleeping Bag and took Nice and Smooth and EPMD over to Def Jam. And we were left out, you know, and I get why. Okay, so you know everybody moves on. So then after that, we got just independent labels. So Funktown Flav Records, that's when myself and Stezos, we dropped Bop Your Heads with Shining Star. That was an independent label, 12-inch. After that, you know, my life took me in another direction. And then Chris Lowe and Stezos did a song called Time to Blow Your Mind. They did a couple of independent 12-inches as well with another label. The Tension Off Your Chest with Stezos and K Solo. You know, so they did that. Myself and Stezos didn't connect again after 1995 until like 2003, actually. Right. Yeah, there was some time there where, you know, my life, I went to school. I just had to figure things out in case music don't work. Who am I? I had to take that path to make sure I'm gonna be all right, you know. So as far as where I go, well, again, I'm just rubbing the surface. There's a lot of interesting stories in that, and then in 2011? Well, actually, with myself, by 2011, I then had an internet radio show that I think nobody else had at that time of doing what we was doing. I hate to blow my own whistle, but y'all got to check it out. I got all my episodes recorded. It's called Flashback Fever Radio. It's on YouTube, and I don't have any of my whole shows, like the whole thing, because when I first started, I was doing 2-hour shows, 8 to 10 on Mondays, and then I went to 8 to 9. So I didn't post any show from beginning to end. It's just clips, edited, you know, of Flashback Fever Radio. So I did that, and then around 2012, Stezos called me like, yo, Jim, I got an idea. And the idea was, which is definitely hip hop history, because out of all the names that you can mention in this interview, in this recording, and no one's ever did in hip hop. No one's ever, as far as our responsibility, when we released that Skull Snaps beat into the hip hop world, okay, it dominated the 90s.
Pioneer.
There's so many people took that beat. I mean, it showed up in the first Matrix movie. You know,
I heard that. Yo, I was just watching that. Yo,
that's
so
crazy.
It showed up there. So people didn't realize, like, when you're just a listener, you just hear a beat come on, boom, boom, tap, 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 boom, tap.
Steve, y'all was the first ones to use that in history.
Mad rappers use that too. Like mad other rappers after that use that.
Exactly.
They was the first.
Black Moon, the second boom of that after
That's
we
right.
used it,
Right.
there was some
That's
space.
right.
The second boom was Gangstar and
Take it
Premier.
personal, right? Take it personal, right?
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
But
Right.
so what people don't realize, another thing that we did after that is, because no other groups ever done this, we went, as we released the beat for our the Legend of Skull Snaps documentary, we went and found the old group, the Skull Snaps themselves.
Word.
Crazy.
George Bragg was already passed away. I think he passed in 2007. So we didn't get to this until 2012. So he was already gone. So we found Skull Snaps and we created a storyline to show you the 1973 release of Skull Snaps into our era, 1989, It's My Turn, and then the aftermath of what happened after that, because there was a 2-year hiatus, because Gangstar didn't come out till 1992. It's not Gangstar, but Take It Personal, they didn't drop that till 1992.
Right.
So there was a 2-year where, and even Mr. Walt says this from the Beat Miners. He goes, nobody knew what it was. We were all looking for it, and the only way to get it was off the Stezos 12-inch, It's My Turn to the Max album. Nobody knew what it was. So we could find it. So even Mr. Walt said, we used to all call it from him, Q-Tip, Premier, Pete Rock, when they go beat shopping, yo, got the Stezos beat. Anybody find a Stezos beat? That's the name. We call it Skull Snaps.
That's ill, son.
Secondary is the Stezos beat.
That's ill.
So anyway,
wow.
I'm gonna tell you, like, we did that documentary. You know, that was 2012. It took us a year and a half, 2012, 2013, into 2014, to really find different people to create this documentary, from Eric Sermon, DJ Red Alert, who helped break It's My Turn the record.
Legend.
That's Eric Sermon, Prince Poe of Organized Confusion, because they used it in Who Stole the Last Piece of Chicken. Mr. Walt and Evil D, because Beat Miners, because they used it with Who Got the Props with Black
Who got the
Pool.
props?
So I mean,
my dog.
My man Breakbeat Lou. Breakbeat Lou is important too, because when it came to breakbeats, we all know Substitution and Impeach the President and, you know, Funky Penguin. And but Skull Snaps, that break wasn't a part of that early 80s breakbeats that, you know, from the breakbeat albums and the volumes that was put out. It wasn't a part of that.
It was rare.
It was rare. So that was something that, after all of that stuff has been used, here comes something new that we delivered.
Who produced that beat?
Who produced it? I'm gonna go with Chris Lowe, who produced it in general.
Okay.
Because it was already used. I mean, now you're gonna get into a deeper story. But if you want to go into that story, Dooley's the one who went beat shopping, or not even beat shopping, but just going through records and finding stuff. So Dooley, you see that on the internet. Dooley takes that credit. He'll find stuff, right? But he wasn't the person to like make it work or to loop it. So at that time, Chris was that person to do that. So Chris looped it up. You know what I'm saying?
He was nice with the making the beats and all that.
Well, honestly, none of us had it like that. How Chris created that beat to rap on, as far as a homemade demo tape. I'm talking before Stezos when I say this. If y'all know, once upon a time there was what you call tapes and tape.
Yeah.
He made a pause tape.
Pause mix. Yes.
Yeah, that's it too. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, come on. We wasn't rich. We didn't have all this equipment. Nobody knew nothing about that like that. So that's how it was developed originally. So we already had how it was gonna sound before they even know contracts were signed and Studio 1212 and Ball 2. It was already done. But that's a whole back end story. But so that's my story as far as what you were saying, Stress.
Yo,
run through a quick timeline.
Quick question. And before you finish, you got to let them know about the documentaries coming out and all that shit. What did Paul C do on that album?
What Paul C did?
You engineered it?
Yes. I see a lot of stuff on the internet. You know, I'm alive. I'm right here, and I do see the internet. I'm decent with technology. And, I see a lot of people say Paul C produced this, Paul C produced that. Paul C did not produce anything on that Crazy Noise album, but he did engineer the shit out that album.
Yeah.
Made it sound crazy.
So even with the Skull Snaps beat, if we take it there, this is where because we didn't know him walking into the studio. We were all new to each other. Sleeping Bag Fresh Records put us together. Well, we had a choice. It was either DJ Dok or Paul C. DJ Dok was already known, and Paul C was just really still coming up. So the thing was, let's go with Paul C, because we coming up, he coming up. We know DJ Dok and, you know, KRS One and everything else that's going on there, but Paul C's new coming up. We coming up, he coming up. Let's all come up together. So that's what it was. And Paul C.
Did Paul C engineer that James Brown? Like, I think I saw something that said he made that beat or he engineered the James Brown. You know that joint?
Super Lover and
Super Lover C. Yeah, that's their story. I can't speak on that. That's their story. But you know, as far as like that Skull Snaps beat, I can be honest, we was in the studio. Once we had all the samples in and everything was done and the rhymes was there, Paul C was like, all right, guys, can I take a minute? Because we sampled it and looped it just like everybody else would, right? But there's a big difference between the recordings of that Skull Snaps album and the 12-inch, because here's where Paul C comes in. He made sure that album was loud, all right? His recording levels were loud, because he told us when they start mastering it, you're gonna start losing quality. So we try to get it as loud as possible. But he had us sit down, guys, chill, where we was just sitting down drinking some OE and eating Chinese food, and he was sitting there playing with that Skull Snaps beat. Boom, boom, tap, 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 boom, boom, tap. And you start hearing, like, he went inside the beat and started dancing it, and making it louder. And we were sitting there listening to this like, wow, like it's not as, because I think when the original group Skull Snaps recorded, they had a low recording. And he just brought it out.
Brought that shit to life.
If you get a reprint of Skull Snaps album, or you've got an original print of the Skull Snaps 1973 release, when you compare the two,
what the fuck
is different. So if anybody's ever gonna sample that Skull Snaps beat, most people just take it right from Stezos, and you can always hear the difference. You can always hear the difference.
Word.
Nobody's ever gonna get. I don't think anyone's ever gonna get that intricate into
the beat.
It's crazy.
See what I'm saying? So even Premier, you could tell he took it from him. And he did. When they did take it personal with Gangstar, Guru, rest in peace, my brother. They took it right from the 12-inch. A lot of them did in those early to mid 90s. Just grab the Stezos 12-inch and take it. You can have the Skull Snaps beat in your the album in your collection. That's cool. But if you're gonna,
it ain't gonna sound like Paul C made it sound.
Exactly. So most
on that Stezos shit,
grab the Stezos stuff. It's that picture with DJ Khaled holding that Stezos album, or now the 12-inch. So I think I covered what you said, Stress. I don't mean to dominate the conversation.
No.
It's history.
No, that's the reason why we're doing this in the whole first place. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, Quincy, you can tell them who you is, let them know. Let you know where you're from.
Yeah. Right. Peace, yo. Quincy Smith, aka God Science. I'm from New Britain, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? I was a basketball playing dude, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of nice. I played D1 out in Nebraska or whatever, and hurt my Achilles tendon. You know what I mean? But I came back, whatever, from college after I got hurt, whatever, and I was, doing my little thing, whatever. Play like little semi-pro here and there, play like a couple of leagues. But my daughter, like 32, so I'm like, I always like beats. I picked up an MPC when I was like maybe 29. My first MPC, I think it was an XL I got, the first one. And she was outdated. It was mad funny. It had like an external hard drive. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to find zip disks. I was trying to find zip disks for it, whatever, and I couldn't find nothing to save my progress, whatever. So I'm making beats, and I got a 5,000 after that, and I got a Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing beats for maybe like 7-8 years now. You know what I'm saying? So all for love of hip hop, man. Basically, just I just love music basically. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an old school dude. I was born in '80, so you know I was born in the era of like Melly Mel and you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just the pioneers basically. You know what I'm saying? Master Ace, all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So my style's kind of like the old school style because of who I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on like the older. You know what I'm saying? Older school type of hip hop. So, but respect to all music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate the new school, whatever. I mean, it's different to me. I can relate to a lot of it. Like like a lot of the new stuff is just I can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an older school dude. But they're not anybody getting money through music. If you're doing your thing, you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't no hater. You know what I'm saying? By any stance, like whatever you doing, do it. But my style is just old school. You know what I mean? My preference is old school because of how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like I was raised on the, like I said, the Melly Mel's, you know what I'm saying? Like the essence of it. So that's why my stance is always, originality, because, that's what I come from. But
all right.
Shout out to everybody. You know what I mean?
Let me jump to Drugs Beats because he said his phone might be dying soon and he can't get back in on the other way. So
okay.
Drugs, you there?
Yeah.
Do your introduction just in case you fill your hair and you don't miss out if the phone dies out and shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. Drugs Beats.
Yeah.
We've been around this thing for a minute, man. I'm produced for Lloyd Banks, Big Boy Outcast.
Okay.
Ludacris.
Got some placements.
Okay.
Ludacris, 50 Cent.
Holy shit.
Dr. Dre.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
That's some fire, man.
The Dot X.
Okay, Clyde. That's my man. That's dope.
Oh my God, check.
The D.R.U.G.S.
Word, classic, legend.
Royce the 5'9".
Oh, dope.
Royce a beast.
Word.
Drop solo albums on Fat Beats, both of them sold out. You can catch some joints on. They dope as a motherfucker. A lot of shit in the works. Never speak on your shit, man, until the ink dry, though. You feel what I'm saying? So I just speak on the Stezos situation. You know what I'm saying? Where I did a lot of business. I know you guys are up on Rex.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Right.
I did majority of his new album. You know what I'm saying? Like both of those like on their way out. You know what I'm saying?
Rex is my guy.
That's
yeah,
dope.
Rex.
Well, Rex remind me of a new school Stretch.
Lil Ito too.
Yeah.
And Lee Lord, them my dudes, man. They're my dogs, man. But definitely Lil Ito. Check out man, Lil Ito shit coming out, man, this summer. Shit's crazy.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got Ill-Eyez. What up, Ill-Eyez, man? I don't know where you from and everything. What's going on? Like,
I live in Australia, but originally from New Zealand. Been in Australia for about 10 years now. My first thing that got me into hip hop was Herbie Hancock with his that Rocket. That was the first time.
I remember seeing
Herbie Hancock.
With that scratching, when I heard that scratching in there, it just blew my mind, and I was like, "Damn, how do they make this noise?" And like, cause New Zealand, it was like the little town I'm from is quite isolated, so I think we only had like one music shop. So like we don't get to see like all the like hip hop on TV. Like we didn't see like Run DMC in there, so it was hard to like try to find hip hop. Like in the, say, late 80s, early 90s. So the Source was the thing that kept me informed with all the new hip hop coming out, because we didn't have the internet like we have now to know the new music. And the only way I could get like good hip hop albums was just going by how many mics that album got. So I had to order my albums from America through the like the record stores. So that's but man, I can't get enough hip hop. Like I used to be the one that used to like tell everyone all the new music coming out and that. And
you still do that now?
Yeah. No, but it's been a cool journey being in the producer's corner. Like I used to use Fruity Loops, and I started trying to use Machine. So I use the Machine MK3 now. Trying to learn the MPC Live, but like platforms that Chris has given us has been awesome. Like meeting all these people around the world and seeing, like, to me, all the new producers in the producers corner. Like, if people actually sit there and listen to like the sample challenges in there, a lot of people are doing stuff that aren't really out in the commercial or out in the thing. They all got unique sounds that I wish a lot more people could make it out into the mainstream or into the underground scene. You know, or the producers in there. Their sound is unique. If you ever sit down and listen to all the producers in there, it's mind blowing.
Word.
Definitely.
You know, we gotta go to my brother, Mr. Blacastan. I mean, let them know your history,
Yeah.
Black. I know you got a little history going on, man.
Yeah, a lot of history.
Underground, man. You know,
Word. Word.
yeah, man. I mean, shit. I've been rhyming forever, man.
Word.
From Connecticut.
Word.
Yo, I've been rhyming since I was a little kid, you know, but, you know, we was out in the streets, you know what I mean? So rhyming was something we did, but we also got in trouble, you know. I ended up getting in trouble like everybody else, and I went away for a while, and when I came back out, I started taking hip-hop serious, you know. My first real dive into music was like, I was 15 and I did a vinyl locally with some dudes that had a production company in Hartford. And, you know, I got started like that. I didn't really think too much of it. You know, back then, nobody ever thought about getting on, especially from here, you know, and obviously Stezos and dudes like that, Skinny Boys and all that, you know, those
Skinny
was
Boys,
legends.
yo, that's, wow.
And but we never really thought that we could do that. You know, we used to just rap just to rap, you know. I produced on a Casio keyboard, you know, a Yamaha beat machine. I think we might have had like an EPS a long time ago, and we used to just get high and mess around, you know. I got in trouble, went away, and when I came back, I started, like, while I was away, I started to hear underground rap for like the first time. You know, when like the Raucous movement, the Lyricist Lounge, college radio, like they had this dude named the Last Emperor, and he made a joint about the superheroes versus the MCs, and so, you know, I was like blown away. I was like, yo, people really rap about stuff like this. This is like 97, 96, 97, 98. And I'm like, yo, what is this rapping that's going on the college radio? And that's what underground was. It was Mos Def. It was Shabam Sadiq, Company Flow, R-Rated Rugged Man. So when I this Apathy, self-titled, you know, so when I discovered all of this, that's when I was like, yo, I could really rhyme about whatever I want to rhyme about, and I could really be a rapper with this, you know? So I started to take it serious. And at that time, CNN was out with Tragedy Gaddafi, and their whole thing was like the Middle East. So it was like Queensbridge was Kuwait, you know, Left Rack was Iraq, and I had a celly that we used to rhyme a lot, and he used to call himself Lebanon. So then he was like, yo, your name already Black. Yo, you should call yourself Blacastan, like Pakistan. And I thought that shit was the wackest shit ever, you know? I was like, you know, that shit corny, yo. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, yo, trust me, this the wave, you know? But he ain't said the wave. He said this the shit way back then. And I started to put it in my rhymes when we rhymed together, and it just stuck because it was so different. but it was still, I was trying to be like Tragedy Gaddafi in them, you know, and so it stuck. And I just was writing rhymes in jail. Time went by, you know, and when I wrote a joint called The Life of the Tape, because I was listening to Nas, you know, and Nas had that I Gave You Power, I Made You Buck Wow, you know what I'm saying? And he took the form of a gun. KRS had took the form of I'm a blunt being smoked and I can't wake up. And you know, Pharoah Montat did a joint about being a bullet or something like that. And me and my man we was in there and we was just rhyming and he was like, yo, I'm about to do something, like, what you would do if you could take the form of something? And he's like, yo, what I'm gonna do if I could take the form of something? So I think he did like, he took the form of drugs, like crack or something. And I was like, yo, I'm about to take the form of a tape. And he like, what? I'm like, yo, I'm about to take the form of a tape. And so he went and wrote about being crack. I wrote about being a tape. And when we came back, we were spitting our shit for each other. And he was like, yo, that shit you spit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was like 18, 19 when I wrote The Life of the Tape. And I just kept writing. Then when I got out, I got with my man June that introduced me to Stress. After I met Lil Pro and everybody like that. And then that's when I really started to take it serious. I never even knew how to write rhymes, like write a 16 or write or whatever. I didn't even know how to write rhymes. I just knew how to write whatever I was thinking, and it might go 50 bars, it might go 10 bars, you know, I was sporadic with it. And when I met Stress, it was like I went to MC boot camp, you know, so we used to just meet up at Stress crib, and it would be MCs in there, and this guy would teach me, yo, nah, Black, you gotta stop right there. Or, yo, Black, you went over. Yo, your shit ending on an odd number. You got to write your shit to end like this. And then Stress used to play beats. And if you wanted to get on the song, you had to write on the spot or else you wasn't going to get on the song. Elder Sensei came and he wrote like 2 songs in like 2 hours. I've never seen nothing like this. Like Stress played a beat, Elder Sensei got a pad and a pen, and he wrote, and I was like, he went and recorded. I was like, yo, you just wrote that? He's like, yeah, I just wrote it. I was blown away because I never seen nobody write on the spot like that. And he was teaching me how to write on the spot. And going to Stretch's house, I was learning how to write 16s and write 8-ball hooks. And I started to develop my style, you know what I'm saying? And from there, we worked on joints. We recorded joints. I did the Me Against the Radio. This is like the early 2000s, like 03, 04, 05, you know, and then by 06, I let out my first shit. And then I started to rock with this record label in Boston, and shit just started to pop off, man. And since like 05, 06, 04, 05, 06, I've been taking it real serious. And I started to really let out independent releases, you know, with real little labels. And I went on tour. I went to Australia. You know, I bounced all around and we killed it on the local scene. You know what I mean? That's all we had. We used to go to Sully's. I used to get with Dulio and damn, I'm babbling like long as fuck, but it's been a real ill journey, man. You know, I got with the Army of the Pharaohs, the Demigod. You know, I rhymed with the illest underground dudes. You know, Shabam Sadiq. I used to listen to him. You know what I mean? I done did joints with him. I call him on the phone. It's crazy. I met Primo. I rhymed over a Primo joint. You know, it's wild, man. You know.
Hey, yo, Blacastan, you got a video that I seen a long time ago.
Oh, with Dulio and Stezo.
Stezo, yeah. How that come about?
Yo, after I got on with Brick Records in Boston, Peace to Rex. Rex is on this label. Terminology started on this label. Static Selector started on this label. Esoteric started on this label. You know, like a lot of Mr. Lift, Acrobatic, all these thorough underground dudes who came out of New England, they went through Brick Records. And so once I got with them, Dulio already kind of was holding my hand, no homo. You know, he was kind of showing me way, you know, doing shows with me, taking me under the wing in Connecticut. And Brick had gave me dough to get a video done. So naturally, I'm going to go get Dooley, you know what I mean? So he could get that bread, you know? And then he was like, yo, I got an idea. We're going to do this, the life of the tape. We're going to do it just like you rhymed it in the song. We're going to make the video just like that. Me and Steve, we're going to be in it. I'm going to have rest in peace, Steve. Yo, he going to do the Steve Martin. Yo, it's going to be crazy. So that's when I first met Stezos officially. And yo, he was an awesome dude, man. Like, yo, every time I seen Stezos, he was smiling and laughing and joking, dog. You know what I'm saying, man. Anybody who knows Steve know he always was smiling. You know what I mean? And he was just an energetic dude, man. And he wrapped his arms around me, showed me love. He's telling me stories about the old school days and how they produced and all of those stories, man. That's why I'm going to miss that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he didn't even know me, and he agreed to be in the video, you know what I mean? That was a big look for me, a legendary dude, you know, was in my first video, you know? Damn, I'm battling, man, but yo, you got to be real, man, like, yo, I didn't believe, like, yo, that I could ever make music on a professional level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember, and, I remember Black used to tell me, "Oh, I'm a real rapper. Watch, I'm gonna show you, I'm a real rapper. I'm gonna be out there." And just, all of a sudden, that shit just boom, like boom.
Yeah.
Like I'm not stopping for nothing. I got my vision, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, yeah. And
I was hungry, man. You know, you know what? Like right now, it's like, you know, life a little bit different. I make joints. You know, I can get joints out. You know. It's a little different. It's like I'm winding down a little bit, you know, like, yo, in my 20s, man, I was gung-ho. I was like, yo, we would stay up all night at Stress House. Yo, all night. Yo, with music blasting, his neighbors call the cops. And, yo, 5 in the morning, we were just recording verses. Craziness, man.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. 30
yeah, word.
dudes, yo.
Yep. I was
13 of us at 5 a.m.
Like at 20, bro.
Huh?
Yeah. I was like that at 20, but I'm still like that at 40, man.
Word up.
You know, I know Blacastan makes beats too. Blacastan just doesn't rhyme. He makes beats too.
I ain't slowing down.
Yeah, no,
I think I don't found like a whole other stride. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like even though with like all my accomplishments, and feel like I'm just not really beginning.
I feel like that too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? It to me, it feel like I just started, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel totally revived, man. I'm all for it, bro.
A producer's lifespan is longer than any other artist, yo. Like, as long as a producer keep making fire.
Right. It can be.
Yeah.
It can. See, but it can go either way, bro.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends, man. You know,
look at 45 King, bro. 45 King still got heat, bro.
Oh shit, he's going crazy. People losing it. You see Bink going through it. Bink done called out the world, bro. For what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so
Rocko in the building. Thank you.
All right.
Shit.
Rocko.
His audio's connecting. Yo, Blackwood, let them know what you got right now. You just dropped the project. So.
Oh yeah. Let me grab this joint.
What's up, Rocko?
Starting partners.
Chilling, man. I just seen you guys.
Scott and Erica, man.
Yo, Rocko.
Yo, what up, Rocko? Jeez.
What's going on, brother?
Yo, man. Watson at home street.
Oh shit, you got the red joint.
Oh, that's dope.
Watson at home street,
got
man.
The tie-dye vinyl.
Yeah.
Tie-dye.
Shout out to Stu Bangers. That motherfucker's a beast, man. Shout out to
Stu Bangers is like a hard-working dude, man. I can't even keep up with this dude, man. I can't even like his videos fast enough. Like, he roast beats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, man.
Yeah.
I can't keep up, man.
Well,
I'm an album every couple years type of nigga, man. These dudes letting albums out every month, man. I can't.
Hell yeah.
So Black,
at least 4 albums a year, bro.
Yo, the Griselda be letting albums out every weekend.
Every month.
You got
Shit.
Yeah, yo, niggas be in there just rapping with their eyes closed. Like,
you got a job too, so that's just their job. That's all.
yeah, yo, it be real. I get home, I don't be having no inspiration. I get home, I want to lay the fuck down, nigga. You heard? That's that old man shit.
You know what though? That's real, bro.
That's
What? Most of us really can't do both.
Yeah,
it's hard, yo.
Especially when you get old.
It's very difficult, man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Craig,
you know the love is always there.
Yo,
that is shit, man.
It's a party, man. It's a party.
Yo,
what do you say, Black?
I was just talking to Stu the other day, and like, yo, like dudes love vinyl. Like when you find a dope record and you listening to the record and you find a dope sample, yo, that shit is like magic. It's like still that feeling, you know? When you hear that break, he flexing. Look at him, he flexing. Oh, I don't like him. I don't like him.
Yeah, he pulled it up. So you saw it, right, Jim? You saw it.
I don't like him. Yo, hold on. I got something for that ass. I got the DeWitt sample.
The thing I could say about vinyl and with all this shit that's going on in the internet, it's like they're erasing everything, yo. It's like there's no go back, look back for anything. Like I want to listen to some old shit. There's no internet or no old shit. I gotta go down to my crate and like I want to listen to something different. I'm going back to vinyl. Like
for sure.
Vinyl, your channel up.
If it makes any sense, yo. If that shit make any sense, I gotta go look at records to go look at some old shit.
My man Jay-Z.
Y'all get your rare pressings up, original pressings, get your rarities and shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep them on deck.
Come on, son. Chris Webber sampled this.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a copy of that. That's a good record.
Yo, Bender, go ahead and introduce yourself, Bender, while you're showing.
Big punch sample on here, you heard?
Yeah, go ahead, Bender. What you got?
What I got?
Who you are?
Well, I'm living on the Gold Coast in Australia.
You ain't got this.
What you got? Let's see what you got.
You ain't got this.
Oh, yeah.
We get a record showing.
You know what? I don't.
Don't make me go to my other room. I got records and shit.
She got records that's just piled up in the corner.
Craig's got some rare ones there somewhere.
The Buckeye politician.
I'm about to turn my
What? Hold on. I got something you got, though. You got this. You got that.
Oh, nah, I don't, but I know what's on there. That dude is where they got the DOC sample from.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one?
He sound like the Jacksons.
Okay.
Funky.
Okay. Yeah. We getting funky in there. That shit was dope.
I don't even know how to do this.
Love and devotion.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That shit fire when you hear the original. Like, yo.
Word.
Yo, where you get that skull snap though, bruh?
That shit's
I got that too.
Is that a duplicate? Oh, I got that too. Yo, I might have got the life of the tape off of that Stress.
This one right here?
I think so. It's from that girl though, Carole King, I think. It's either Carole King or Carly Simons. I got the life of the tape from.
Who knows about this Friends of Distinction shit?
Wow. Oh my God. They got shit.
That's
pulling out
Ill
classic
Mind
records.
got an ill. Oh, that's fire.
Classic vinyl, yo.
And he got the plastic on it too.
Yeah. I bought
this hip hop starter kit right here.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you start making beats, you start with this joint right here. Oh, the Liquid Swords.
Not only is this Liquid Swords, this is the Marvel hip hop variant of Liquid Swords.
Oh shit!
On vinyl.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh, and it's like holographic too. It fucking moves and shit.
Yo, Bender, you gonna give up? You gonna take it?
You know what I'm saying?
Let them know who you are real quick. Go ahead over here. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm Bender, and I'm from Australia on the Gold Coast.
Ill Mind. Use this for Elder Sensei joint.
Oh shit! This life.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I found that, I had the portable turntable, yo, and I was like, I'm buying it.
I know about these.
That's my shit. That is my shit.
KPM?
Hell yeah.
That's a library joint?
Yeah.
He's in Australia. He's a record collector. You see that? Go
How
City,
many
what up?
KPMs got?
Wow.
Bring them KPMs out.
So City, where you at?
I'm actually about to head out now. I'm actually about to go home now.
Let them know who you is, man. I like Bender jump back to Stone Records. Where you from?
Wait, hold on. Wasn't Bender just introducing himself?
He started showing. He's showing he's a record collector. Bender. Go ahead, Bender. Jump back in. You Bender from Australia. You said that. Like, hold on.
Yeah, well, the last thing I put out was this at the end of last year. This is with a rapper called 2Biz. We've got a 7-inch. We've got another one coming in about a month. And I've got a solo production album coming out called The Boom Bap Ritual.
Who you got on there?
Which will be 12. Mostly Australian dudes, but I've got a couple of tracks with King Rock from the Arsonist, his brother Crazy Fingers, who are in a group with D.R.U.G.S called the Brooklyn Kids.
Oh shit, yo!
I've got a couple of those dudes on there, and yeah, but mainly just guys from Australia. I'm trying to.
What part of Australia?
From? Gold Coast, sunny Gold Coast.
Now I see you got that Artifacts hat on.
Yeah,
do you know the Artifacts?
Oh, Elder Sensei's my shit, man. That was one of the dudes that got me into fucking hip hop.
That's
man. Like,
getting checked for the Artifacts.
But so
Ill-Eyez got him that shit. Ill-Eyez when he was out here.
You produce beats though, right?
What's his name? Dok.
Yeah,
Dok
yeah. I just produced.
I brought it back.
Okay, I can look you up the
Got
Artifacts.
that production album coming out in maybe a couple of months. So that should be good. And you know, it's just, and I've made a ton of good friends in here. Thanks to Stress for getting this Producer's Corner thing going, because it's like my highlight of the week when the sample challenge comes on. We get to sit down and watch that. And I can only say, like, just back up what Ill-Eyez was saying. If some of these people out there in the hip hop ether actually listen to some of the producers that are producing beats in the sample challenges every week, I'm sure there'd be a few of those motherfuckers getting deals, man, because there is some hidden talent in this group, which I don't think a lot of people are actually ready for, to be honest with you.
Martello on Ill-Eyez shit.
So,
we actually got the first winner producer of the sample challenge in the building, Mr. Drugs Beats. He won the first sample challenge of the
Hey, and then we got the last one too. The last one, they won one there.
Been in there 2 times.
And you got the last recent and the first in here in the room at the same time. All right, so City, say who you is. Let the people know why you driving, man.
Let me park first, because y'all can't even see me, and I can't drive with the light on.
I'll jump to Chichan because Geology, he doesn't want Geology. He's not feeling too well to talk right now, but Geology's from Virginia Beach, and he's a dope-ass producer. I just tell you right now. Like, you
Geology
right there.
Norfolk cat, man.
Gavin? The red shirt on. That's geology, yo.
Yo, my pops lives in VA.
Okay, that's what's up.
He lives in Woodbridge.
Oh yeah, that's about.
Oh, he live in Woodbridge?
3 hours.
Yeah,
away.
outside of DC.
Yeah.
Yo, I live in Alexandria.
Word.
Yeah, I'm in the Fairfax area.
Oh wow, man. My brother graduated from Morgan State and shit.
Oh shit.
Oh.
I ain't smart like them other dudes.
Mr. Chichan, let him know who you is, Joe.
Yo, Chichan from yeah.
Last week's Champion Towns winner. Go ahead, like
Yeah, from Algeria, 25 years old. Start listening to hip hop like 2008. My cousin had this MP3 player. I was listening to it all the time. Then in 2012, I met my homie ECF, who had studio, was going there often. Then I got Fruity Loop, start messing with it like 2 years ago, learning how it works, start making beats with a bunch of MCs, local MCs mostly. Then I met the producers corner on Facebook, start joining the sample challenge every week. Then made a lot of contact with producers from the world and some MCs. Yeah, that's
my brother, man. And I got the next brother, Mr. Dok Brass, and his mic's off. What's up, Doc?
Oh,
man?
so, nah, here, I'm ready.
I know you got a story too, man. Yo,
No, I was just puffing.
2 years, man. You got some fucking fire, man. That shit, yo.
So, yeah, so I'm Dok Brass. I've been doing this for now, like, I guess about 4 years. But like musician most of my life. I'm a born and raised nerd, and like, but you know, I wear like a mask normally, and I guess what I'm known for is doing like top tier finger drumming. I really like to do kind of bring back the hip hop elements of like skill, like live skill and performance into play. So I try and flex something particular on that. But I've had it's been a very eventful 4 years, to say the least. I've had the pleasure of having like legends just jam over my beats live. You know, like, yeah, thanks to even people, you know, Producers Corner at the, you know, what was it, the anniversary show, right? It was the 2-year anniversary?
The 100th? Yeah, the 100th.
Or was it the 1 year? It was the 2 year, right?
The 2 year.
First year.
No, when Elder was there, when Elder Sensei was there, and Mikey D was there.
That was the 100th. That was the 100th.
Oh, that was the 100th. Yeah. So like, I mean, you know, getting to play my beats live with like finger drumming live while they like freestyle live and
finger drumming,
pulling that hip hop culture together. You know what I mean? Yeah, yes. And
yeah,
he's
playing
nice.
the shit live and shit. Yeah,
yo, like A-Rap music.
Yeah.
That type of shit.
He's gonna tell you better.
Yo, your fingers don't be hurting, man.
Nah, I'm known to flex. I mean, like, you know, I just try and do something particularly tough. So I can do like, I'm known for being able to do like advanced time signatures and polyrhythms and, you know, as well as like the speedy chops and all that fun stuff. But I focus more on the boom bap. Like A-Rap's more of like a new age trap kind of vibe where I'm more of
like the heat makers.
Yeah, like I'm more of a boom bap kind of cat. I sample a lot of swing and a lot of old school music, and I'm known for kind of taking my feelings and knowledge about hip hop culture and community to the kids, because I spend a lot of my time in Brooklyn teaching in schools beat making and hip hop culture to help kids overcome trauma through organizations like Today's Future Sound.
That's cool.
I had the pleasure of going to El Salvador this year and spending time down there teaching kids beat making and hip hop so that they can. And I mean, they're going through some tough shit as well. And
yo, you know, what kind of country is El Salvador? That's like third world.
El Salvador is in Central America. Yeah, I mean, it's
how you gonna plug your MPC up?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they got generators on at their house. I mean, we went to some pretty tough areas. I mean, like, but You know, there are kids there who have never seen what an MPC is. Like, I bring my machine there, and they've never seen anything like it before in their lives. And, you know, but we show them just like the concepts of making beats and how easy it is to get into it through like apps on the phone. You know, because expression is what really like matters, and being able to get people to make music. And hip hop culture is a very inclusive, non you know, racially binding or gender binding or whatever, you know what I mean, like you are who you are kind of shit, right?
And hip hop started from nothing.
Exactly.
So it's easy for people with nothing to get involved.
Exactly. So
that's true.
I'm very humbled to have been able to kind of take this journey on that adventure. So and that's why I wear a mask, because I kind of take the old school, you know, like Run DMC said, like, you know, DMC is his initials, but it's like Run DMC is who he is. He's a superhero when he goes on stage, right? And it's and that's what I try and flex. That's why I wear a mask. That's why I don't really promote my face. You know what I mean? Because it's not like the white dude that underneath that matters. It's like
it's
the music,
not about you.
Yeah, exactly. It's about us as a people, kind of thing. So so that's what I'm about. And so I've actually even had the pleasure of so I put out my first album in 2018. It was like all instrumental, live type shit. That's what I do, right? And then I put out a live album with DJ Ace, who's a very well-known DJ. He's a masterful DJ here in Brooklyn, and he's got some serious chops on turntablism. So him and I actually did a live album, which you can check out, and you know, just get nerdy, man. This is what we do, right?
So
Doc, Doc,
what's up?
I want to ask you this, because one thing that I missed in my little brief synopsis is that in 2012, 2013, myself and a friend of mine, G's Records, we do like a DJ producer type event called Legends, Beats, and Grooves.
Okay.
So what you do, I think, is something that'll be real live. Because you said you're in Brooklyn, correct?
Well, I live in Westchester, but I do a lot of work in Brooklyn. I spend a lot of my time in Brooklyn, yes.
Westchester County?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're close.
He's right next to you, Slice.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. He's right there next to the edge.
When stuff open up, I'm going to have Stress reach out to you, because I think that'll be something real fly to bring the Legend, Beats, and Grooves.
Oh, man, wow.
So sit down and tap those beats live. So, because it's hand in hand when it comes to who's the DJ cutting and scratching to, you know, we knew Grandmaster Flash for the scratching and all that, right? But
exactly.
Then the premiere, you know.
You know, funny that you mentioned Grandmaster Flash. Just as a real nerdy thing, my first introduction to hip hop was off of like the 1995 Sierra Dictionary that you get on free on PCs, because when you look up hip hop, it comes up with Grandmaster Flash, and it only gave me 3 tracks to listen to, but I played the shit out of those 3 tracks every single day when I was like 11 on my old original PC. I fucking love that shit.
Wow.
But yes, I mean, I would be happy to.
Just the evolution of the DJ. You know, you have Pumpkin and the All Stars.
Yep. And then
and people who brought the beatbox into it. So the beatboxing and the DJ brings in the drum machines, and what you're doing with your sounds real fly to when we put if wherever the stuff breaks clear, I think it'll be cool to kind of have you on board just to do what you do live. Like you said, you like that live stuff. I think the people would be into it.
I'd be happy to, man. 100%. Thank you so much for the consideration. Yeah, Stress is right. I'll be happy to connect with you, make it happen. It's a lot of fun. I'll send you some of my videos. You can check them out. I mean, it's you know, I do a lot of swing. You know, it's all live. I don't use any loops, and that's kind of a big thing that I'm trying to push with performance levels. It's you know, I want to not just play the drums, but play the drums like a drummer while also triggering samples in a musical way, right?
You need to get like 6 more arms.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Octopus and shit.
Yep, exactly.
Pretty much I look like I'm doing this because I'm using like my thumbs and I'm using the whole thing, and you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Is your thing on right now? Is your drum machine on right now?
Yeah. Give him a taste.
Let me see.
If you want to,
your mental timing gotta be so ill.
Yeah,
to hit a hi-hat, a kick.
If you want it while you're doing that, let S3oul City tell him who he is and shit. While you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, S3oul City.
I'm a nobody.
Blake man.
Nah. Yeah. So I'm originally out from Waldorf, Maryland. I just moved out to Alexandria, Virginia, just recently too. I'm a working man. You know, sometimes my work takes over my music a lot of times. But the good thing is I do have the blessing of taking my music with me to work, just in case, you know, the work is done before, you know, my shift ends. But yeah, I'm a veteran, and I'm not gonna talk about that because I hated life at that time. I mean, there's really not much to me. I mean, if anything, you know, comes out of, you know, my music career, it's all, you know, it's all because of stress. I mean, stress is really one to put me in the right direction.
Nah, but you too, yourself dope. You're dope, man. Explain, you got some shit, man. Like,
apparently, I'm nobody compared to everybody else's introduction.
I don't think nobody should have
No, pish posh.
I'm
Bro.
nobody.
I've heard your beats, bro. You know.
You can't think like that, man. You gotta think you're the shit, man. That's the only way you're gonna become the shit. You can't not. You really that's it, man. Like for real.
Who's Dookie?
Well,
Meaning who's really the shit?
Yeah. I guess we'll see. You know, I do have a goal and I do strive to go for it. It's just with current situations right now. You know, it's a little bit harder for me, but you know, it doesn't take away from the fact that I still get in and put in those late hours on that controller. So,
where are you at?
Go ahead.
Yo, we know one thing about S3oul City, that he got clean laundry.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta respect a brother that got clean laundry. Now, what kind of fabric softener you using, man?
Something called
Yo, I like to use them little crystals, yo. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, they make your clothes smell so good. Those down crystals, you know what I'm talking? The little things. Sprinkle them in the washing machine.
As long as you don't use powdery detergent, man.
Yeah, I miss the snuggles, man. I miss the snuggles. The snuggles.
Don't leave residue in the motherfucking washing machine.
You right, man. That shit would be smelling crazy.
Let me tell you, man. There's been a couple times that happened to me, man, and I couldn't wash my clothes for about a good week, man. I just had to wear things.
All right, you ready? Go ahead.
Oh, you gotta wait for Jim.
Are you guys ready? All right. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh shit.
Yes, Chris.
Yo. How the fuck does he do that, yo? Yo, his timing is crazy, though. That's great, yo. He got some really responsive pads on his thing. You see, he did the triplet.
He's actually just playing a CD in the background.
No, he beat syncing. Yo, that's nuts.
You have to do it again. Jim wasn't here.
Wait for Jay. Yo, let me
Yeah, so that was a warm up. You have to wait until Jimmy comes.
Let Jay get in here. Jay, tell him who you is, Jay. I know he's at work, man, and he's
What's up? Yeah, I'm at work, so I could jump out at any second. Jay Floyer, aka the Beatcrook. Born in. No, we won't go that far. I was introduced to hip hop when I was about 11. I listened to a little bit, but I was given Yo Bum Rush the Show, Public Enemy. That was my first full album that I had. I was given that and never looked back since. I started rapping about 13 or 14 years old. And as I got a bit older, maybe 17, 18, I got sick of rapping over instrumentals. So I started making beats. First program I ever used was called Making Waves. It was this weird little program where you put all these little dots in to sequence your beat. Moved over to FL Studio when it was really early. I didn't enjoy it too much then, but I was also paying to go to the studio where they were using Cubase. I learned a little bit of Cubase, and then as FL progressed, I got back into FL, and now I'm using that full time alongside Studio One version 4 from Presonus. At the moment, I've got a few projects coming with Bad Seed and D.R.U.G.S Diamond, as well as my mixtape. So that's not too far away as well.
Jay, where you from?
I'm in Australia. I'm like 30 minutes from both Ill-Eyez and Bender. So we're all on the Gold Coast.
We got the whole Australia in the room of the Producers Corner, majority of it. Like,
yo, Australia got dope graffiti artists too, man. Woo! Fire.
To be honest with you, bro, that's where I learned everything I know about hip hop. It was from the graph artists. I didn't learn none of that shit from the rappers. They weren't very approachable. But if you wanted to know, especially in the 90s, who had the new mixtape, who had the new dope shit coming out of America, you always went and spoke to the fucking arch villain graph writers. They always knew what was popping. They always had the tapes. They would never let you tape that shit unless you put in years on the street graphing with them. Then they might let you dub that tape. But that's where I went to for all my knowledge, the graffiti artists.
Yo, are you familiar with an artist named Brad Strutt?
Yes, I know who you're speaking of. He's very well known over here.
We did a couple shows with him over there. I got some of his vinyl here. He gave me a couple of albums.
Actually, bro, I think I caught you when you came to Adelaide when you did the show.
Yeah,
there.
we did Adelaide, Sydney. We did a bunch of stuff. Yo, I almost got detained over there. I thought I was gonna go to jail, man. Australia don't play, dog. It's not that easy to get over there, yo, for real.
No.
Yo, a lot. This how I know a lot of rappers be fronting about being gangsters and stuff. Cause when you look at rappers, if you watch where they tour at, you know whether they got criminal histories or not. And certain places will not let you in, bro. I don't care who you is. You could be, yo, a lot of them places will not let ex-felonies in there. I'm telling you. You see certain dudes be going certain places, and then they get on the record and be like, yo, I killed niggas in it. I don't believe that, because never got arrested for it. Because some places is not letting you in. Yo, I thought I was going to jail in Australia, dog. I was about to cry and everything, I swear. Yo, we got to the airport, and we landed. So the promoter that brought us over there, he took care of the visas and all of that. So I'm thinking I'm straight. So on the plane, they give you the customs form when you about to get off. And they said, have you ever been convicted of a felony? I tried to be honest. I didn't want to lie. I checked yes. Yo, they grabbed me, dog, when we got on the thing. And they pulled me to the side to a back room.
You dude. Damn,
yo, I was like, what's going on, right? Yo. And then, yo, this lady just started interrogating me, dog. Like, what's this and all that, going through my luggage, yo. And then I was like, yo, did we use the bathroom, right? Yo. But I went to the bathroom, the shit had a metal toilet. Yo, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. What the fuck is going on right now? Yo, they kept me in there for like 3 hours. She did an international background check. I told her my whole life story. And then I was like, miss, you gotta let me into this country. This the most positive thing I ever did in my whole life. Please, miss, go do my shows. I missed the plane that connected. Yo, the lady was about to cry. And she called her boss, they called his boss, and they said, look, everything you told us is true. We're going to let you go in, but only because it's not your fault. It's the promoter's fault, because he should have, clarified this when he applied for the visas or whatever. They let me go, dog. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Yo, I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, yo, I never been back there ever since, dog. Crazy, dog. Yeah. But real quick. Canada is crazy too. Canada will not let your ass in, bro. I'm telling you.
They're paying you crazy, bro.
Yo, you heard Rocko? Yo, if you go to Canada to get paid from doing rap, you got to do work visas. You got to do all of that. If they find out that you coming in and you're not coming to visit nobody, you coming to make money and make money and bring money out of their country, they don't play, bro. If you got,
gotta be Drake. I think it's only like that.
Drake, you good.
I think
Drake is good anywhere, probably.
Blacastan, we went through that in London too, because our first shows wasn't even in the U.S. Our first shows was like go over to London. But we did the same thing because we didn't know. We was like going through customs, like, yeah, we here to do shows. So like, are y'all gonna get paid? We was like, yeah, of course. We was young and dumb at that time. So they pulled us to the side for an hour and a half. We on the phone trying to call representatives from Sleeping Bag. And we had to go through that exact same thing, getting questioned. They had Stezos in the room, had me in another room. And then we had to, like, once we got in touch with somebody from the London-based Sleeping Bag record label, because there was a label there as well. Once we got in touch with somebody from there, they was like, yeah, but don't say this and blah, 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 blah. So, we was wrong for saying we come in here to do shows as they started asking a couple of questions. So we went through that same thing too. And of course, it all worked out. And we went over there and did the damn thing.
Yo, that shit's scary, though, because I was like, yo, I flying how many hours? Like 14 hours. I was like, yo, they stopped me at Go Slice. So I'm like, yo, I came all this way. If they going, I'd rather them lock me up than send me back.
Yo, worries.
Because, they going to turn me around and send me back all that motherfucking way.
That's a fucking tough flight, bro. I don't like that flight. I hate that
flight. Is rough, man.
It's a rough flight, bro.
All you on the airplane is smelling wild farts on that airplane. Yo,
straight 14 plus hours, man.
Yo, you watching like whole seasons of The Sopranos, all kind of, you get on that
when I slept for a full 8 hours and then woke up still on a plane,
in the air,
game over for me. Oh, dude, you wake up, you're like, oh man, would love to get some fresh air, but no, you're like on a plane, stuck 10,000 feet above everybody. Oh, it sucks, dude.
What really sucks too, because when we left that night, we left like the red eye, like it was 2 a.m. when we pulled out of Kennedy Airport. So what really sucked is that here I'm thinking it's night. All right, we on a plane, we up in the air. I'm gonna get some sleep, right? I got the window open, looking at the black sky and the stars and everything. I'm gonna lay back, get some sleep. I woke up like 3 hours later. The sun was out. Like I'm thinking we about to land. Like, we here. We got another 5 hours to go.
Oh yeah.
Time zone. I was like, oh man.
That shit sucks.
Yeah.
Ain't that long. Yo, BestPaul.
Yo, man, trying to do all that while carrying the duffel bag right in front of you too.
We're after S3oul City, who you is? So yo, BestPaul, who you are, but I know you stuck here, Dolo. Go ahead.
So yeah.
Congratulations on this week's winnings.
Congrats, son.
I started playing trumpet.
Somebody playing Mario Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks, man.
Ready to go soon.
All right, go ahead.
T-Pain in the building.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, my bad. So anyway, I've been making beats for like 20 years. You know what I mean? I started playing trumpet when I was 7. I learned how to read music, and then I got into like playing marimba and xylophone. And I was all through school. I got a band in like 10th grade and shit, and then I went in the military, and my roommate had Fruity Loops and shit, and I thought that was badass. You could sit there and make music with a computer like that, you know, without having to have all this recording shit, you know. So I got into it, and when Reason 1 came out, I got that, and you know, I don't know, I just decided to go back and get my full music education. They didn't really teach me a lot of stuff, just enough to read the music and perform, you know. So but yeah, you know, I just listen to music you like, and I just try to make music that I like, really, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know,
what do you?
I've been using Reason still.
Oh, okay.
And I just got a studio, access to a full studio. My homie's been collecting equipment, so now he's got Logic Pro. He's got a UAD Apollo 16X and 8X. He's got a Neve console. He's got
a Neve console.
Yeah, he's got. He just got some vocals, studio monitors. It's legit as hell. So I'm just like,
yo, the Neve is serious.
It's serious, yeah. So I'm just trying to learn all I can about stuff. And you know, I'm almost done with school. This is my last week. I'm actually working on the shit right now. The shit I've been working on. It's like sheet music, right? So we're just analyzing it, and 4 composers over the semester. So that's it. I've learned everything there's to learn. And you know, it was either that or sound engineer school, but I realized, you know, you can kind of learn a lot or hire an engineer or whatever, but like for music, I don't know, it's really helped my understanding, even though, you know, and I took piano too, but I'm not really trying to be no like piano expert or nothing, you know. So yeah, I'm just excited. I get back to go making beats every day. I got a job working at the studio. So music will be my life very soon.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
Yo, Tim, you missed Doc when he was doing his live. He did the beats when you left, and then he came back and he was done and shit.
That's cool, because I got to get ready to run off anyway.
All right, but I know it's good to see you coming in here, though, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. Thanks for the Producer's Corner for having me, man.
Oh, man.
It's good to meet a lot of y'all dudes, you know.
Yeah, you guys at each other.
Yeah, it was an ultimate pleasure, man. I look forward to keeping in touch. Thank you for
definitely. I'm on Facebook as Jim Slizzer. I'm on YouTube as Rhythm Brew TV. So make sure if y'all want to see the
documentary,
you know, check that out. And you know, we're gonna, once we get over this hump on Monday with you know, putting Stezos to rest, you know, then we're gonna look at doing a Stezo Memorial album. So maybe, you know, listening to you guys and the beats that you guys got and everything, that I can come back and reach out like, hey, you know, what you got? What can you bring to the table?
Oh yeah.
It was definitely good politicking with you guys and just listening to your stories and enjoying the music of hip hop.
Yeah.
Word.
Yes, brother, man. Love you.
Right. Love to y'all, man.
You too, bro.
Love, homie.
Peace. Good night, y'all.
Man,
Word.
Yo, Black, Black, you still with the 2000?
I got the 2000 XL, man. That's what I've been rocking. I started out with the 2000 back in the, a while back. I'd used everything. I used Fruity Loops for a while. I actually made the life of the tape on Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? I did most of the Me Against the Radio. You did some stuff on there. I think you might have did like 2 joints, 3 joints.
I think I used the 2000. I used the 2000 XL for them joints and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The 2000 XL is a dope machine. I mean, it gets the job done. I mean, obviously they got, stuff that got more capabilities, but I don't know, man. Something to me about the how the hardware sounds, man. It got compressors in it. Something about those machines, like when you come out of those machines, they knock different, man.
Right.
Like the SP got a different knock. A lot of people think the MPCs sound flat, because when you think about like the griminess of like the S950, or like the ASR or the SP1200, those got distinct sounds. But the MPC still got a knock to it,
Yeah.
It's how you freak it. And even how you sample your samples.
Oh,
You get EQ shit did not stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that's why coming off vinyl is important. Because when you come off vinyl, it already, vinyl records are mastered differently already.
Right.
So especially now when you're talking about different eras of like records that are made in the 60s, records that are made in the 70s, records that are made in the 80s, they all are sonically different. That's why when you hear joints from the 70s, they got that sound to them. So when you catching a break off of an original pressing from whatever era, you can hear it. Just like Slice was saying about how Paul C mixed the skull snaps to bring it out. Man, I like the drum machines. I ain't gonna front.
The SP got a good sound too, but it's still different than the MPC.
It's crunchy. The SP not crunchy. The snares and like when you're doing one hits.
Oh yeah. But
like when you chopping up the drums.
I gotta credit technology today though, because it's definitely a lot of joints or records I sampled from. You get all the snap crackles and pops, and you'll never find that record again. But now you got it on YouTube and it's nice and clean and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you had to really you had to tolerate, like you couldn't go nowhere to get a different record.
Yeah, I got hella MP3s.
Rocko, I'd still prefer a few cracks and pops and a wave coming off the vinyl.
Oh, sure.
And getting a clean MP3.
I prefer a clean piece of work over all that snap crack. I like the static and shit. I understand the griminess of that shit.
No, I just hate lossy compression. I hate that lossy compression shit, man.
You know what else too though? Like a lot of dudes, say if you got a record and you got it in your crate and it's already dusty and scratched up. Sometimes they be too dusty, you can't even use them. They like so messed up.
True.
A lot of dudes will go big and find a clean version of that same record. Yeah. That's a lot of work, man. Like, it's not easy to always do that. But so technology made some things very convenient,
Yeah, man. I was saying earlier, there are no record people who like on Instagram and social media that you can find that they literally rip records for hip hop people like us, because that way we can get high quality, still got snaps and crackles in there, right? But it's a high quality vinyl rip, and that's kind of like a very modern digging style now, right?
You still got to know what to look for,
hell yeah. No, you still got to listen. You still got to. There's still tone to it, but at least it's more accessible.
When you got like folders and they're saying they're gonna give you a folders full of samples and shit. To me,
like
that's
a sample pack.
That's not the same going out and
that's not the same.
Records and
that's not the same.
It's not the fucking same. It's not like the art of digging of that shit. You know what I mean? It's like it's like getting a keyboard and here's your sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, hip hop to me was always going to find something that you gonna surprise people with. Like I was saying earlier, like, look what I got. Where the fuck you get that sample from? Yeah.
Yo, you know what though? That Elder Sensei didn't come off of this record.
Okay.
You know what came off of this record? That Sporty Thieves sample.
Oh, she brought those Sporty
That
Thieves.
doom 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 doom. Yo, it's so when you hear it off the record, it sounds crazy.
Dude, I will sample whatever. I'll sample TV shows. Okay, I will sample video game consoles. I will sample whatever the fuck.
Oh no, does that too?
You know what I mean? Like, there one that I recently found was like just it was an intro to a 1980s British model competition. So it was only done once. It was like they got a singer to do a cover song once, and it was never actually recorded on vinyl. It wasn't recorded anywhere, period.
Live
and the only time it was played was during the intro of this 1980 TV show. So you got to find the episode of that TV show and then like sample that episode. You know what I mean? Like, I love that kind of shit.
I mean, if you go to that song that Blacastan you did with Elder Sensei, that where you were talking about I'm blacker than black and that beat. I took that from the fucking Karate Kid movie and shit. I fucking heard
For
that.
real?
Like, yeah, yo. When
I gotta go back and listen to that.
When the father died and they were putting all the sails out in the water and shit. Remember the Karate Kid?
Yeah.
It was the music in the background, but it was slower, yo. I fucking heard that shit. I was watching the movie. It's like, I need that right there. And I went and found the album, and then I sampled it off the record and shit.
I gotta go back and yo, I ain't listened to that joint in a long time, yo. You sample most definite.
Yeah, the intro, yeah.
For me, if I'm gonna sample a record, I don't mind if it's clean or dirty, but the other sounds that come with it has to completely match it. I can't have clean drums with a dirty sample, or I can't have dirty drums with a clean sample.
Yeah. I think that finding the record is only a quarter of the journey.
Yeah.
Being able to flip it well is more important than where you found it.
Martello in late, but Martello here out there in Portugal and shit, man.
Portugal.
He's connecting.
Portuguese.
Yo, he eats some Portuguese bread right now.
He just did a track on Ill-Eyez album, Blacastan. He just did a track on
For real?
Yeah.
Ill-Eyez is dope, man.
I seen the video you did with him with the cartoon characters.
Yeah, yo, Ill-Eyez is an ill dude for real. In real life, yo, he's crazy, yo.
Yo, speaking of
yo, he'll beat somebody up, yo.
Yeah, he fucking Sean Price. They was best friends, like you.
Yo, but speaking of albums, I want to give a big shout out to Blacastan for being on one of my favorite tracks from one of my favorite Apollo Brown albums.
Oh yeah, Apollo Brown. I met him in Canada the first time I met him, and he was on tour with The Left. You remember when The Left dropped that album, Gas Mask?
Yeah.
Him, Journalist 103, and DJ Soko.
Yo.
Right.
And they was out. Yo, he's a cool dude, man. Yo, he got beats, boy.
Ooh. Yeah, he definitely does, man. I had a chance to meet him back in 2017. I was in Houston. They were doing a Dilla tribute concert, and it was him and Big Pooh that was out there. I got to meet both of them.
They went on tour together because they did an album together, I think.
Yeah, they did the Worst Paint Pictures album.
Yo, he's nasty, dog. Like, yo, and he uses software.
We got my brother Al Skratch in the building and shit from Ill and Al Skratch. What's going on? Like,
yo, where my home is.
Salute, family. Salute. Hi, everybody.
Peace.
What up, man?
All right.
Yo, can you guys listen, man?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yo, I don't know. That's the first time I'm using this bullshit, man.
It's the first time for a lot of people and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know who the fuck is in the call, man.
we got Quincy Smith, Ill-Eyez, Blacastan, S3oul City, Rocko, D.R.U.G.S, BestPaul, Chichan, Dok Brass, you, and now Al Skratch.
This guy has been in the building 3 minutes and he's running
Al
the place.
Skratch, son.
Hell yeah.
Yo, you from the Bronx, Al Skratch?
I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Uptown Manhattan, Harlem.
Oh, okay. I always thought y'all was in the Bronx.
Nah, stomping ground is all 5 boroughs, but it's the Brooklyn Uptown connection. That's why when we said buck, buck, buck is the sound and you drown, that's the acronym for Brooklyn Uptown connection. A lot of people don't know. It's like, you know, it go real deep with the lyrics because back in the days, Brooklyn and Uptown and every borough was beefing. It was niggas ain't like each other. So it was like, yo, you stay over there, y'all come over here, you're gonna get robbed. This, you know, so for the connection, especially in the early 90s, to be made on a platform where 2 brothers is from different boroughs and created some music that was unifying not only the boroughs but like the culture. That's where we was like Brooklyn Uptown connection.
And so your partner, where was he from?
Brooklyn.
Okay.
Brooklyn. You Brooklyn, I'm Uptown, and that's where the connection came at. Even though I was originally born in Brooklyn, I moved uptown. You know, I was raised uptown, so that's why it's the Brooklyn Uptown connection.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, let me just salute Stress, man, because this platform right here, dog, let me tell you, B. I don't know if y'all can see, I got my 950 over in the other studio back here. I got my 950 to 1200. I got a whole bunch of shit. Like, yo, dog, if I was able to have this platform back in the days while we was doing what we was doing and just connect with people, producers, yo, man, this is like, to me, this is like the I gotta applaud you on that, my G, because I tuned in a few times on YouTube. I heard a lot of crack, dog. I heard a lot of crack where I was like, yo, these dudes is, and I know what it is to stay up late, get your fingers dusty, listening to joints the whole time, not on a computer, listening to full albums. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my shit's kind of messy in here, but I got crates, because Al Skratch was a DJ originally before he became the MC. You know what I'm saying? That my MCs gave me the name Al Skratch. So I still had crates. A lot of people don't know I produce. I'm gonna send you something, Stretch, that I produced off of me and Ill, something rare, exclusive from the vaults when we get off the phone. Or I can send it to you now, my G, as we online. But yeah, that's a good question. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So salute for putting this out there for people that really want to produce and get knowledge and information and be inspired by others, because that's what the culture is really about, uplifting everybody. So salute on that.
Salute, man. Salute.
Yo, did you say you got an album coming out with Blase? Is that
It's I got man, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's more than an album. We got a lot of joints recorded. So I got a couple albums recorded with Blah already. Me and Ill, me and some other people. I can't mention who it is. I got a couple EPs myself. And it's a movement that we doing. It's called New Mercury. You know what I'm saying?
And Mercury was a label you guys were on, right?
See, that's what I'm saying. Now, for people that know the knowledge, for people that understand and know the knowledge, Mercury wasn't really known to be a rap label, but they had Black Sheep Dreads. They had like a lot of just the biggest records. You know, Danger When the East Is in the House with my, just so much joints. But you know,
wow, that's on Mercury.
Mercury, see what I'm saying? They had hot joints, but they didn't know how to cultivate and like. If it was like, let's say, for example, somebody said to me, yo, imagine if you was on a Bad Boy or a Loud or a Death Row, because you got to know how to handle something when it's special. You got to know how to handle it. And I'm not faulting them. I appreciate the fact they gave us the opportunity to get in the door to put that music on the platform. But if you're not ready to manage something, like it's kind of like if you got a joint and you busting off, but you never been in the range, you don't know how to aim, you shouldn't really be busting off. Don't pull out if you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Go get your thing together. Or, you know what, even if you pull out and you see your thing is not steady, you shaky, go to the drawing board because you don't want innocent people taken down. So the long story I'm trying to make short is the fact that we got this movement called New Mercury. Everybody know Mercury is the hottest planet. You know what I'm saying? So with this movement Mercury, what we're going to do is we're going to show you where it came from, and then we're going to start being inclusive to all, even producers. It's a movement, my brother. So trust me, we got a couple albums recorded, and I want to get with a lot of these producers on your platform because I still got bars. You know what I'm saying? Once you have bars, you always have bars. It's like once you know your beat, once you know your MP, your 1200, your 950, or your machine, or your whatever you using, you don't lose that. You know what I'm saying? You can get back on that and just keep like, yo, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So where everybody from though? I got a question. Everybody introduce themselves to me. Let me know where you from though.
Martello, you start because you ain't get to do yours yet. Go ahead, Martello. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm Martello. I'm from Portugal. I live in a fucking village with 500 people.
That's exclusive. That's exclusive, man.
Exclusive.
Hip hop is
no coronavirus in here.
That's
just
dope.
sheep
Dope.
and goats.
Any hip hop clubs over there?
Nah.
All right, no doubt. No doubt.
All right, go ahead, Quincy. We go back around. Go ahead.
Yo,
BestPaul,
Quincy
right
Smith got.
here. I'm
go ahead.
from Riverside, California, and I live in Tucson, Arizona, though. But
nice to meet you, man.
Quincy, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. God Science, yo. I'm from Connecticut, New Britain.
No doubt.
Word.
I'm originally from New Zealand, living in Australia. I got the pleasure to meet Chris and Rocko and D.R.U.G. over in Connecticut. I actually got to fly over and meet them, so it was cool.
And Blacastan, you can say, you heard of Blacastan, right? I know you heard of Blacastan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, Blacastan, Hartford, Connecticut, rhyme, produce, draw, whatever.
No doubt. Salute,
Bender,
baby.
your mic's muted. All right, go ahead.
Bender, I'm from Gold Coast, Australia.
2 Australians, 2 Aussies, huh?
Aussies.
No doubt.
Yeah, we all up in this shit, man.
Yo, I'm working with a fire producer out of Aussie right now, man, and I gotta tell you, man, oh man, to have that music over there and to hear what's coming out of that, yo, it's crazy, V. Keep doing your thing.
Who you working with?
That joint's
Who you working with? Anybody I might know?
He's up and coming. His name is it's Bespoke Music. His name is Corey Smith.
Bespoke. I feel like I know him. I heard of him.
Corey Smith. Yeah. Let me see if I can tell you what town he's in. Hold on real quick. Let me check my joint.
It's a big country.
Yo, Stress just disappeared into the turntable.
Yeah, so funny.
Is he using chroma key?
You reach a certain level of being a DJ. That's how you do that shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my G. Watch. What machines y'all using though? The ones who introduce themselves. Let me know what you're using. What kind of machine you using?
2000 XL.
That's the joint, right? I'm mad. I sold my joint.
Yeah.
NPC Renaissance.
Okay.
NPC Renaissance.
That Renaissance, I heard, does wonders.
Yeah, man, it's dope, yo. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I see you got the Rennie too. Yeah, Renaissance is dope.
Oh yeah, all day.
Renaissance, man. That's a nice console, man.
I hear the filters is crazy on that. The filters, right? Is that what it is about?
Yeah, filters is crazy.
Chopping is easy. I mean, it's all
real easy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's like real user friendly.
I had one, man, but I couldn't figure out how to use it because you got to use it with the computer, and I was getting confused.
You like me. I'm not a technical dude. So once something give me like a hurdle, I'm like, yo, I ain't got, because this shit take me more longer to figure it out. Stop the creativity. That's what I hate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when came out, I was totally against it.
Word.
You know, you really gotta set aside like a 3 months of your time just learning shit.
Learning curve.
Yo, I want to plug a turntable up to it, hit record, and get a sample in there. That's
Let me go.
No, you know what I have a problem with? That's the downside of getting new shit. You like, okay, now I gotta disappear and go learn
I see you,
shit.
Bender. I see Bender. Yeah, that's dope. Yo, let me tell you something, right? My nephew had, I forget what year it was, but I got this Fruity Loop shit, right? Man, I mean, it sound great though. The sounds, I was like, woo. but it was I gotta pound something. I gotta, you know what I mean? I can't do a computer keyboard. That's not. It's taking away the soul from it for me personally.
You gotta smash, man. Smash.
I gotta bang some pads. I gotta break some pads. You know
That's right. That's right. Dude, it's like to me, it's like taking your anger out on boxing. You're just smashing pads. You know what I mean?
Therapeutic. Exactly. Doc. It's therapeutic.
Exactly. Yo, did S3oul City introduce himself? Did he get to go?
I told you, stress on nobody.
All right. Geology, though. I'm Geology. Peace and freedom.
So, Geology, I stay in Virginia Beach, and yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
Rocko, you met Skratch yet? Go ahead, Rocko.
Skratch, what's good, man? It's Rockoleone, man. It's the Husky from Connecticut. You know what I mean?
Ooh, Connecticut is in the building.
Yes, we is.
For those who don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm co-founder, Producers Corner with DJ Stress, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I ain't really get up here to discuss accolades and accomplishments.
Nah,
but we here, we do this shit together, you know what I'm saying? We all in this together, you know, so.
Jay, go ahead, tell him again.
Salute.
Me. What's up? The Beatcrook, Gold Coast of Australia as well.
Wow, nice.
Yo, this
nice.
is Australian out.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yo, word up, word up. All three of them dope as fuck. Word up. Yo.
I know that's the case. I know that's the case.
I think every producer in here is dope, yo. Doc, tell me.
What's up?
Doc's probably near you, Al. Doc, where you from?
No, Al, I feel like it's been driving me crazy because it's either that you got such a remarkable face or a super familiar one. Did I run into you at the Brooklyn Public Center?
Show him your helmet. Show him your mask.
When was that?
It's Doc. I'm the masked nerd who was at the Public Center with DJ
He's
A's.
the masked nerd. Yo, he's stupid.
Yo, when was that though? That's that mask, right? Yes, you did. Of course, that's you.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
come on, yeah, baby.
Dude, it was driving me nuts. I'm like, bro, I fucking feel like I saw you. Like,
It's me. It's me.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Finally found out.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I couldn't say I saw you though until you put the mask up. Then I'm like, yeah, come on, dog. We got pictures
you know what
together.
I look like, fam. See, that's my man. You know what I look like.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Shan, tell them.
Chichan from Algeria, North Africa.
Where you from?
Algeria, North Africa.
North Africa, nice. Salute.
Salute to you, bro.
Yes.
Algeria in the building, you heard?
Word.
Yes, sir.
That's fire.
Yeah, man.
Cat from the motherland, yo.
Word.
All these producers all got fired, man. You know what I mean? Like if you got like some type of email, you, Al, and Black want to give them an email they can send beats to.
So I was shouting out Brazil. I thought Chichan was from Brazil. I guess I was getting them mixed with Lincoln
Rossi's in Brazil. Yeah.
Rossi's Brazil. You know what I mean? My bad.
Nigeria, that's dope. Yo.
We're smoking some.
Yo, you designed that mask yourself?
The like actual design of it is my best friend drew back when we were in high school when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. And then when it came time to like make the musical persona, we like dug it out of the book, and then we found a guy in Long Island to make it, like professionally. You know, but it's the original design is actually this right there.
Oh, that's ill.
That's that was.
That's ill right there.
That was that was like back in high school kind of shit, and then but it was like I always just like had this affinity for it as a nerdy guy, you know what I mean? So when I wanted to make a mask, I just like the robot thing. So you know, this is what became of it.
That shit is hell, yo.
No.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a bitch to see through, but you know we do it. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, superhero.
As long as you don't wear the underwear on the outside, it's all good.
Yo, this dude, wow, man.
I love it.
Like, what time?
Yeah.
So y'all play joints, or we just talking, or did y'all play something?
No, I mean, I give each producer each like like a minute and a half to play one of their beats before we end it. We started like I mean, Ill-Eyez, anybody got something on deck they can play right now, and we just go around until the person.
I can't, man. I'm gonna wake my wife up with that shit.
Yeah, if you give me a second, Stress, I can get something queued up.
You can hear it from my headphones.
Yeah, I happen to have one more program loaded up. I'll just quickly jam while everyone else loads up their shit.
All right, go ahead. I mean, you can do it, but just there you go. You said it's gonna be too loud.
Yo, don't get married, man. If you want to be a successful producer, don't get married.
Hey, no kids.
For real, man.
No.
When I went to sound engineer school, that's what my people told me. If you're going to be married, don't be a sound engineer, you know? You're gonna make it.
Who comes your party? Every day.
Be the work of Dr. B.
There you go, quick minute, right? You said it was like a minute, right?
Yeah. I don't know, but I think he can't go through all the beats. I mean, Black, like it go quick.
Yeah, ready?
Ready.
Oh, good. Just go then, just go. Who's got the beat?
It's Q.
Chris.
All right, yo.
I'll send you one. I can't find anything at work.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Nice,
Go quick. If
okay.
you probably got time to jump next, producer, jump next. You got something, go. Just tell me who it is when they're playing something.
I've got something, Chris, if you want me to.
Go. Just jump. Go ahead, go. Let's get it. We got only 18 minutes before this call's gonna cut off anyways. Go ahead. I used that before. Yeah.
You know that shit, right, Stress?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We gotta keep going. Good night, yo.
That's off of the Jackson shit, right?
I got Jay Florios right here. I got Jay Florios because he can't say he got the right moment.
That shit can't go anywhere either.
Hey, yo, can I play something for you I produced?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that remind me of some Young C type shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Who playing that?
I'm playing this Jay Florio. Jay Flo.
That shit hard. That's
That's
that.
right
that,
up my
that.
lane, B. That's right up my lane. I'll murder that. Homicide.
Call me. Call me.
Yo, I'm gonna give everybody my email. Real talk, B. I'm giving
Word.
everybody my email, man, because I'm gonna tell you like I told a couple people in a couple interviews. At this stage, right, I'm giving back. So whatever I could do, and this is real talk, ain't no whoever I could put on, whoever I could give knowledge, whatever I could give, time, energy, bars, I'm giving back. I'm at that stage where I have to give back because that's how I'm built. Like it ain't about me no more. You know what I'm saying? It's really about putting the next person on or the next movement on so it could grow, have legs, and do the same thing. That's what it's about, reincarnation. So real talk, Skratch156 at Yahoo. I'm gonna give it to y'all again, but send me whatever. But listen, if you really want me to get on it, send it to me. I'm going to crush it. Dude from Australia, my man Corey, sent me something, and in a matter of 16 hours, I sent it back to him. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So,
salute,
yeah.
Jay, that was sounding crazy, my G.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Next producer, who's next? Who's got it? Let's go. Who's next?
Can you hear it?
Who's next? Ill-Eyez? All right, go ahead, Ill-Eyez, go. Turn it up. You gotta turn it up.
You guys hear me? My audio is all messed up.
Once it hits 3, it's gonna cut us off, man. I think so. Once it hits 3 hours.
Ill-Eyez, you got to turn that shit up, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Turn it all the way up.
Still hard to hear.
Yo, Chris, can you play the joint I sent you? I don't have anything to play, just the flute.
Just leaks on this computer and shit.
Just the flutes.
I could play something that you did, but who's got something next? Before I what I mean, I don't want this shit to cut us all off and shit.
I got some. All right, so go.
Yeah, hear you. Yep.
You gotta turn it up too. So the same thing like it sound real. Not good sounding. You guys can hear good?
Yes.
Nah.
Little muffled.
Yeah, I got my
It's rocking though. It's rocking.
The boss joint.
Which one, Martello? Go ahead, Georgie. Go ahead, play it. I don't want this to cut us off. Go ahead.
Who?
D.R.U.G., go ahead, play it.
All right, just one.
1, 2, 3, in the place to be.
Y'all hear that?
Yes,
Coming through.
Theme music right there. That's theme music.
All right.
Yo, Dan.
That's dope.
Nasty, nasty.
Word up, man.
You guys got
That's
some-
dope.
Yeah, yo.
Good luck, good luck.
Chichan, BestPaul, which one?
I sent you one, Chris. Can't play it here.
Well, I'm gonna play with it. I like that Martello guy, but Martello, you know one I like. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't play that joint, man.
Which one you
Yo,
said?
don't play that joint, please, man.
Which one? Which
You
one?
always play that joint for everybody. Come on, man.
It's like
I told you I don't like that shit, man. Please erase it, man. Please.
I don't like that shit, man.
Yo, let me tell you what you don't like. Other people may love, man.
True.
Word up.
Yeah, but
You know how
hurts
many
my
hits
feelings,
came
man.
through like that?
Exactly, man.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Watch.
Nah, man. I'm gonna unfriend you, my friend.
It's already hot. Oh, you hear the flute?
Oh, no.
What happened?
Too much fire.
Drop.
It was Jesus. Jesus saved me. Hallelujah.
Yo, what happened?
The Pootie Tang track, son.
Chris, we can't hear that.
Pootie Tang,
What
son.
just happened, man?
He's about to fall because
we can't hear it.
The Lord.
Yo, Chris, play the last joint. Play the last
Stress, you
sentence,
cutting in
man.
and out,
Don't
B.
play that shit.
Oh yeah, it's probably too loud, right? Fucking all right. I mean, I was gonna do the same thing with the shit.
That joint.
We got fucking 7 minutes and a half before this shit going. What tell me guilty? Guilty?
Yeah, 7 minutes and a half.
His system only plays dope shit.
Yeah, Stress, you sound mad low.
Stress, you blew your amplifier.
No. He's gonna enjoy you.
Damn, I can't hear it. That's fire.
That sound like some Barry White. Come let me make love to you joint. Crazy.
Baby.
It's 2 a.m. in the back of a caddy.
So BestPaul, play yours while I get Chichan's. Go ahead.
You know them niggas be biting. Nigga, he a thief too, nigga. Busted dead.
Yo, can you guys listen?
What happened?
Nah, I can't hear anything.
Nah.
What he's playing is not getting played. Yo, BestPaul, nothing's coming out, brother. All right, let me play Chichan's while you get that right. I'll go Chichan's. Here's Chichan's beat right here.
Don't trip.
Hold on.
Do the hard thing. Damn, my shit too.
Who that?
That's Chichan.
That shit fire, son. Algeria in the building, nigga. Woo, that remind me of some Night Wonder type.
That's soulful right there. That's soulful right there.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Fire.
Wow.
Go ahead, BestPaul. Where you at, brother? You're like frozen or something. You're not even moving. You look like you're frozen and shit, man. You made me feel like I've had dreams before, like a long time ago, where I met KRS-One and I wanted to play a beats and I couldn't find that shit on my phone and shit, trying to play for him. Like,
nah, I see BestPaul. He moving.
BestPaul got some shit. Yo, BestPaul, play something, man. Play something.
All right, let me show. I'll show you what I was working on real quick. Hold on.
Martello, if I play it, I'm about to play it on my phone, yo.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. But...
Martello doesn't deserve the big system.
Where Martello go?
Shots fired.
Where Martello go?
Okay, here we go.
Go ahead.
Static.
That was my other choice for the sample challenge, but I don't know, just like some slower type stuff was working on.
Martello's trying to jump back in. Hold on.
That's cool, bro.
I don't know if you can hear it or not.
He's probably gonna see.
Yeah, your connection's not great.
What's Martello? What's going on? Here we go. Martello, what you got, son? We got 2.5 minutes, and then this show gonna be done. You know what I mean? But I want to thank all y'all brothers for taking your time to come in here, and the brothers who did. I appreciate it. Episode one. Hopefully, I see y'all brothers in future episodes. You know what I mean? We do this. I'm not gonna say it's every Saturday because it could be it could be a Friday night or a Sunday after. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not gonna do it live, so I can post it later on. You know what I mean? But I'll let y'all know. Like, you know, I mean, sure, like you ain't gonna want to come next week because you were just here this week, but in the future, like, you know what I mean? Like, for real.
Well, appreciate you thinking of us, man.
What up?
Yeah, definitely. Can you put the links of what's his name, Jim's YouTube link and the YouTube that you put up, like, so we can watch his video?
I'm gonna tag everybody on the YouTube of who they are and shit, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we can go watch the show and stuff.
You know what I mean? And remember Blackastan's got his project out right now. I'm gonna go get that project, and we got 1.5 minutes left. You know what I mean? Thank you, brothers.
Oh shit! Shout out Black, yo, DJ Premier, shout it out your shit.
Yeah, man. And y'all, all you was tagging Colombia.
That shit was
so
golden.
awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
I also saw.
I couldn't believe he did that.
I also saw when Pete Rock shouted you out on his Instagram and shit. I was like, yo, he's like, yo, this dude's nice and shit. I'm like, oh shit, like, yo.
Yeah, the P to the aura.
Gotta give it up for the hot.
Them streams went up, man.
Yeah,
you know, man, this is a dicey game, man. You know how this shit. Them streams is rugged.
Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate all of you guys.
Thank you, man.
Yo,
everybody
I'm
for
out.
their time.
All right, brother.
All love you. Appreciate y'all.
The Producer's Corner, baby. Let's go. It's behind the boards. Episode 1. I'm gonna see y'all brothers in the future on here.
Peace.